y'all doing out there? It's Monday. It's a Monday. It's a beautiful day. The sun's shining. There's not a cloud in the sky. It's the middle of January. And you see what I'm doing. I'm putting my overalls on because it's freezing cold outside. But it's beautiful. There's no snow on the ground. It's not gloomy out. The sun's shining bright. I was here at the crack of dawn. I was up with the sun, okay? And it's a beautiful day. Everywhere you see, all right? But it's a day that we start a new project day. It's a day that we start a Bondo day, a dent pulling day, a day at Southwest Rod and Custom Collision Repair 101. Let's go outside. We got to get our heaters on. We got a brand new gallon of Bondo and some nice, beautiful green Metalworks Evercoat metal, whatever the fuck it's called. And we also got us a 2007 or 8 or 9 Mini Cooper that's been wrecked that we got to fix and get the fuck out of here so we can get our money and get down the road. I like these kind of jobs. These are the jobs that pay my bills. Not the restoration jobs, not the hot rod flame jobs, not the custom lead sled jobs, okay, like right there, okay. What pays my bills is the collision repair jobs. So let's walk outside and get a good look at that. Look how beautiful it is today. The sun's just peeping over the building. It's a beautiful day. There's not a drop of anything. Look at the dew. If you look way in the horizon there, you can see the mist and the dew and just how beautiful everything is in the morning. I hate to disappoint everybody that sleeps in the morning and wastes the best part of the day. This is the best time of the day. The air's fresh, the sun is bright, and it's a beautiful day to start your day. In the fucking morning, not at 10 or 11 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you very fucking much.
Welcome to D.I.Y. Automotive School with my friend Pete and Minnie, the body shop girl. It's everything you need to know about cars and more.
So we're walking in the shop and wow, gosh, look at the sun's even coming in here. Wow, what a beautiful sight to see. But what we got here, we got us a nice little small car that actually fits in Pete's shop so Pete can do some work. This is the space we got from the door all the way to this car here. I don't think we can put a bigger car in here to work on. I think we're crammed up. All right, now what happened here, let me give you the scenario, what the situation is. If you look right there, there's a black mark. Why is that black mark there? What happened to the car? I'm gonna tell you what happened. He was driving down the road, zippity, zippity, zip, and a car veered over into his lane, and it was a truck, and the tire had bumped, okay, had bumped. See that? Bam, 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 okay? Poked into the side of the car and gave him a little collision damage there. But the quarter panel has dipped in, okay? It is dipped in like this, and pushed in, okay? And the door is actually pushed in too. Now, let's open that door up. If you look right here, you can see where it buckled up, okay? Because this is what it's supposed to look like. Then you come down here and it's round. Okay, so from the collision repair that we're looking at, when this got pushed in, this got pulled out. You see what I'm saying? So we have got to fix this, pull all this out, skim it with some Bondo, okay? Get this body line back in normal, where it's all square instead of all crushed up. So, we got to pull all that out. My friend Pete, behind the camera today, because I'm the only one here, is going to show you how to repair a crushed in dent just like that. My friend Pete shows you a lot of stuff. My friend Pete might repeat himself and show you stuff on other cars, okay, that I'm doing to this car. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? My friend Pete goes over and over and over and over it, because that's the only way you're going to learn out there, see, is to watch it over and over and over on different vehicles. This dent might look similar to the dent that I repaired recently, or to the collision repair that you saw me do way back when, but it's not really the same, okay? It's basically the same, but not exactly the same. So different procedures might be taken, even though we use the same type of tools and we use the same procedures, okay? Different techniques and different styles, okay, occur to every different job. All right, that didn't come out okay, but I think you got the message. So if you look behind me here, okay, that particular car, yes, that's a restoration job, but it had dents and repairs to it. And then you look over here, there it is, okay, and that's got dents in it, okay? This car's easier to fix because it's a newer style car. The metal on it is thinner in quality. It's a cheaply made car than our Dodge back here. Where's it at? Roadrunner, I'm sorry. Okay, because those were actually built like tanks back then. This is built like a tin fucking can. So let me get all set up. Let me get the tools going, and the main thing, get my fucking heater going, because it's fucking cold. Wow. Okay, what we've done is we went ahead and removed the lower, okay, the lower molding piece. This is our rocker panel cover is what you're looking at. And it needs to be replaced because right in this area right here, you can see where it was gouged out. So the insurance company went ahead and paid, and then right here, okay, look at right there. They went ahead and paid to have that replaced. So we're going to go ahead and order a brand new one, and we also need to get all the new clips for it. When you pull these off, what's going to happen, and let me get a handful of these, if I can. Okay, these are one-time use clips, is what it is. And if you watch my hand here, you'll see that they break in hundreds of pieces. So, we got that off. We got the fender molding off. Now what we got to do, we got to pull our dent out. Okay, now we also have a couple dents up here. We're going to go ahead and fix those. I don't know if you can even see my hand. I'll show you those later. They're up there. Okay, and since we're going to have to paint 90% of the door, we're going to go ahead and fix the dents up here for them as well, because it's no big deal. They didn't pay to fix the dents, but they paid to replace the door, and we're not going to replace the door, we're going to fix the door. So we're going to go ahead and fix those dents, then it'll be a brand new fucking door. So let's get this out of the way. Thank you very much. And get everything over here that we're going to need to pull those dents out. Alright, what you're looking at right here, this is called a panel beater. Now, a lot of you have seen this before in my other videos that I have worked on other cars. And a lot of you might be the first time because you actually punched on this video because it's a Mini Cooper. I don't know. I don't care. Who gives a shit? So fucking what? But what this is called, this is a panel beater. Now, this particular machine runs off a battery. It runs off a 12-volt car battery. Actually, it's a heavy-duty truck battery, okay? Designed specifically for a bus, let's say, okay? So it's a very, very heavy-duty truck battery that's inside here. Now, it comes with a charger that when you're not using it, as you can see right here, okay, you would plug that into your charger and then just leave it charged up. Now what it consists of is a magnet with a ground, and it also consists of a trigger, okay, with an arc tip on it, okay, and when you pull the trigger, if you can hear it, it arcs itself to the metal, and then you take this pry bar right here, okay, with the trigger inside it, and then you would pry your dent, just like so, see? So, let me give you a demonstration on that. I like this item right here, but I can tell you right now, this is very, very expensive. When I bought this thing, I don't know, 12, 13 years ago, it was $1,500. I don't know how much they are now because I haven't had to buy another one. If you take care of it just like any other tool, it'll last you many, many years to come. So let's go ahead and go through the procedure of pulling the dents out here and see what happens. Okay, to start pulling our dent out, okay, now this is a Mini Cooper. It is made by Cooper. It's a S model Cooper, and it's gray in color. And I don't know what else to say about the car. It's a nice car, very good on gas mileage. It's a great car. But what I'm going to show you actually applies to any vehicle that you might own that you need to fix. So pay attention, listen close. Like I said, I have many other videos on this procedure. And this procedure covers many other cars. My phone's ringing, but we're going to let it go because I'm busy. I'm in the middle of class here. Okay, call it break time, and then we'll answer the phone. Thank you. Or leave a message. That's what a message machine is for. So what I'm going to do first, I'm going to get everything set up that I need. Now, these cars actually sit very low to the ground. I usually jack the car up so it's up in the air a little higher, but we're not going to do that on this. We're just going to go ahead and fix it where it sits and be done with it. First thing you're going to do is you're always going to wear a pair of those because that's your most important tool that you'll own. Safety glasses. Then we're going to take the little variable speed grinder, okay, by the trigger, and we're going to go ahead and find pulling points in our dent, see? There's one. Now, once again, the way that this vehicle got hit, when it pushed that in, it actually buckled up the door jamb here, okay? So when we pull that, we'll have to open the door to pull it properly because we're going to have to use our body hammer to actually fix it right. What I'm doing here, I'm just finding points where I'm going to use my panel beater dent puller where there's going to be bare metal, okay? If you notice when I push in on that, it's called tin canning. See how easy that pops in and out? Okay, that's one reason we don't want to grind the whole thing down because what's going to happen is that will heat up and it will actually warp the metal worse than it is now. So we just want to we want to go ahead and grind some spots. Is the same way, see how it, so when we pull that out, it'll actually stretch the metal back out, and that's what we're trying to accomplish here, is get all that metal back where it's supposed to be so it'll look like new instead of all wavy and warpy. And I noticed that the dent comes all the way over to this area right here, so what I got to do next is I got to get me a good ground. So what I'll do is I'll grind a spot down here on the bottom and also on the door, just in case the door isn't grounded with the car when it's bolted together, in case there's like a rubber gasket or something in there. Then we got 2 points. Then I got to take my magnet. Okay, the center part of this is actually the ground cable and the rest is the magnet, see? And we're going to go ahead and get it where it will ground off on the metal right there. Now I am able to use my panel beater to its fullest extent. Before we use that though, we want to make sure that the tip on this, okay, if you look at that tip, we want to make sure that it's rounded off evenly. We're going to go ahead and round it off to a point. Okay, just like a pencil, like if you put it in a pencil sharpener. Then we're going to flatten it out. That's going to ensure that we get high quality contact from metal to metal, okay? If you don't grind that down, now we also need, you usually need some water. There's 3 steps in using this tool, the 3 C's, okay? Clean, cool, and charged, okay? So you always want to keep your tip cool, and you always want to keep it clean of debris and slag, and you always want to keep it charged. If it's not charged, it definitely isn't going to work. So, we got our points of pulling already cleaned up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pry bar. Now this has a swivel head on it, and I'm going to go ahead and stick my trigger of the panel beater through the slide hammer here, and that moves up and down. It's not a slide hammer, I'm sorry. Did I say slide hammer? I meant slide bar. Okay, so it's moves up and down to get where you want. Now we're going to go ahead and just tack weld. We're going to go ahead and pretend we're spot welding. Okay, that's all we need. And then we're going to pull. Now, did you notice what I just did there? See? I just pulled. Okay, I found my lowest point of the dent, and I pulled it so I can see where else I need to pull stronger than that to get what I need to get out. So we notice right here, okay, and then we're going to come up here to the edges. It didn't do that, so now we're going to start pulling around the dent, the edges of the dent, see? And what that's going to do, that's going to bring our dent back out to where we want it, if you notice. Because now we have to go ahead and get our hammer involved in it, see? Okay, and what we're going to do, we're going to start stretching that metal back out. See how I did that? Now the tin canning is almost gone, okay? Still got a few little spots here. This is the main part of the dent right here on this edge, and that's what's giving us the most trouble. If you notice when I pull that out, it's popping out as I'm pulling it. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is, now that I got my dent basically pulled out, I'm going to go ahead and hammer dolly it to where I want it. I got that on there, and I'm pulling back with my trigger, my spot welder trigger, and I'm also hammering it back in place as well, see? And what that's doing, that's giving me the opportunity to make it flat again. It's basically a combination of figuring it out, using your fucking brain, and learning from your mistakes. Once we got the quarter panel half-ass pulled out, where it's half-ass fucking normal, okay, what we got to do, because we got to go from one side of the car to the other, because I noticed that this quarter panel kind of dips in like that. It's kind of like this. So before I pull any more out in this section, I'm going to go look at the other side and even it up to make sure that I'm pulling it out properly. Okay, believe it or not, this is actually a bad dent to pull out. But what I'm going to do now is I got a slide hammer. Now, I don't like to use slide hammers to actually pull a dent out like this, but when the door got hit, the section right here got T-boned. This is like a T-bone mild collision repair because it got hit right into the doorpost door section. And what I'm going to do is on the end of this, if you look at the slide hammer, the end of that slide hammer, that's a flat hook, okay? It's a very thin flat hook, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hook it behind the door itself, okay, just like that. Now I'm going to take my slide hammer and I'm going to find my my major point of collision there, and I'm going to just barely pull on it to get the door back out normal, see? And what that's going to do is, if you notice now, if you look in there, you can see that the door has now been flattened out. Okay, I got the door out, but the quarter panel is in. If you look down in this area here, and I really don't have anything to visually show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I got the door out. Okay, what I did is I pulled the door out with my slide hammer. Now I know that this is straightened out. Now what I got to do is I got to come back in here and straighten this edge right here. Okay, now that is where the trick's going to be. That's where the tricky part is. Now I'm going to show you how we're going to fix that. Okay, now another accessory that you can use with your panel beater, okay, your panel beater dent puller, is called the 4 and 8 finger. Okay, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 finger. Okay, this is a very, very nice type of system to use for a multi-pull. Now, what this does, okay, and we're going to be using the 4-finger job, but it does come with a 9, okay? And what you do is you take the wiggly wire here, okay, and you're going to spot weld that to your dent, okay, the point of impact. Now, how are we going to do that? Do we need to get our welder out to do that? Do we need to? No, we don't. What we need to do is change our tip on our panel beater, on the trigger, to an iron bit. And you want to make sure that you get good connection with it. So now what we got here, okay, is we actually got a spot welding tip. This is where our point of impact was. We pulled the door out. Now we got to get the quarter panel back out to where we need it. Is that what I just said? I think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my 4-finger puller here, okay, bam, and I'm also going to use a piece of wiggly wire. Now this wiggly wire actually comes in 16-inch, 14-inch strands, okay, but we only need a little piece. It's reusable. You don't have to throw it away. I'm going to use my pliers on that. I really don't want to touch it with my hands. This is actually another type of clamp that you can use that comes with your panel beater. Okay, it's an adapter that you can clamp onto sheet metal. Okay, but we're going to actually use it for our wiggly wire today. Believe it or not, my friend Pete is a professional collision repair center. If you wreck your car and you want a professional to fix it, it would be nice if you lived in the DFW area to come visit Pete. I can use all the fucking business I can get. And I'm honest too. So we're going to take our wiggly wire and I am going to spot weld it right in the area. Okay, I'm going to get it right in the middle there. I'm going to go ahead and spot weld it on there with my panel beater. Okay, there's one. That one there. 2. 3. I can tell I'm going to need another battery. The battery's going dead in this. 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay, and all I did is use my panel beater. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook my 4 fingers just like so. See? You see what I'm doing there? And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my come along. I'm going to tie it on here and I'm going to pull it very, very slowly with the come along to pull our dent out. Well, we got a little bit of a problem. I just realized I don't have my come along here. My come along is not here. So what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to try to do this with our slide hammer because I don't have the come along here. I don't know where the fuck it is, if somebody borrowed it or what. And that, my friend, is why my friend Pete doesn't loan tools out. So we're going to go ahead and use an adapter, which is a big hook, on our come along. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this because I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. Okay, now let's go ahead and put our 4-finger puller in the wiggly wire. Let's see what happens. I'm going to hook my slide hammer on it with pressure on the puller at the same time. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. If you watch real close, you can see it pulling out. And I think we got it. I think all it's going to take is a little bit of this. And as I'm pounding that, I'm being very careful not to ruin it. Let's see what our door does when we close it. Okay, it's getting really close. I need to do that one more time. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to spot weld some more wire on there. I'm going to take my 4-finger puller. I'm going to pull it out some more. And I'm going to keep doing that until the dent comes out perfect. We'll get a good look at it when I get it all pulled out. I showed you basically the basic steps of a panel beater dent puller. I showed you how it's done. It's a very nice item if you own a paint body shop, if you plan on going in business for yourself, or if you plan on completely restoring a vehicle or doing this type of work in your garage at home. If you're gonna buy it just to have, I wouldn't waste your fucking money. Okay, there's other tools out there that work just as good, that require a little bit more work, but does the same procedure that's a lot cheaper. Let me go ahead and get this pulled out, get it all final finessed. As you can see, I don't even know if you can see that, it's starting to actually look like it never even got hit. This is Pete. We'll be back. And check it out when it's all pulled out. SWRNC.com. My friend Pete, your friend Pete, always working to work for you, to learn a little bit about life, a little bit about work, and a lot about getting the fucking shit done so you can get down the fucking road and enjoy life itself. There's my fucking phone again. Bitch!
Thanks for watching D.I.Y. Automotive School. Classes don't stop till you know everything.